Hey y'all, I'm gonna be reacting to Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode 10. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and I will be starting my reaction in 1-0, go. Alright, I'm pumped up for this. Especially with how dicey things have become in the last few weeks in the series. Damn, Eris is a beast now. Well, that answers that. Best he not argue against her. At least not at that moment. I mean, it makes sense considering Eris has always had a pampered life. Her wanting to go outside the conventional, it's reasonable. Okay, that looks freaking nasty. But hey, it's nutritious. I mean, hey, if he wants rice and beef, he's gotta be at least a little bit quicker on the draw. But hey, you know what? There's always next time. Gotta admit, it's a pretty dang impressive visual sight right there. I'm gonna assume that trekking past those cliffs ain't gonna be no small task though. I mean, hey, at least those guards don't look like they've got any negative intention. At least it don't look that shady. And it's actually also nice to get to hear like the variety of languages in the series too, considering that it emphasized that a few episodes ago when you saw Rudius practice some languages. So that's a nice little touch that I'm glad the series hasn't ignored. Hey, you know, I actually liking the body language too, because when you see Edius just casually put her hand on top of Rudius's, I like stuff like that, showing you how much closer their bonds actually getting. I mean, hey, that might be their best option though. Going for like the whole flashy entrance. What, are they gonna try to disguise themselves to look like demons? I mean, it could work, mate. Or that works too. Yo, that was easy. Yo, I thought there'd be at least a higher degree of difficulty than that, but alright. It's actually nice getting to see Rudius's quick thinking in situations like that. Hey, it's actually really rare to be. Damn, that level of detail looks almost realistic in some shots too. Gotta give credit to the background artists in this series because they, well, not just them, but the animators too. They all bring their A game. Egg from Studio Bird. Doesn't look that bad actually. It does. I hope he has enough money. What about the face though? He's probably not. Probably gonna be just enough to probably barely afford that quote though. Plus, they could actually gain some extra combat experience too, and actually tackling on some adventures. Oh, damn. Damn, he looks like he's like ready to fight in a Mad Max movie going by those shoulder pads and then the eye patch. He looks badass. Talk about a show entrance right there. I'm pretty sure they've seen a lot of scary shit, and that's why they're relatively calm. Maybe it's Rudius's appearance that's throwing him off. Oh yeah, that explains a lot. I mean, that's how they were gonna. Feel like it'd be a bad luck charm naming themselves Dead End, if you ask me. Of course, he's there just enjoying the sights. I wouldn't expect anything less from Rudy. He is a man of culture. Hmm. I actually like how I've already seen some of the downsides of areas not taking the whole language studies things that seriously. It actually makes the sequences early on in the series a little bit more engaging. And that's also exactly what Ghislaine was talking about when she said that there are some downsides to not being able to read in certain instances too. Okay, this horse is itching for a beatdown. With the lack of respect. Oh boy. That frog's itching to make itself some frog stew with the way it's looking at him. But he's gotta keep his cool though, because if he doesn't, he could cause a scene. Yeah, I'm liking how he put up that punk ass frog in its place. I think that's a little bit too ambitious for them. At least that early. I mean, I guess they have Rijard, but still though. That's actually a good point. And plus, they can get a lot of finances too, and Rudius will be able to stand up on his own 2 feet financially. And then Arius gets to have a little of interest too, so everyone wins. If we're going by technicalities. I like how Iris like the only one that seems like she's on a vacation. Everyone else in the dead end party looks super serious. At least in most instances. At least this looks like Rudy's enjoying himself to a certain extent too. Just not to the degree of Edius, of course. Whoa! Shit, she was able to throw more backside with it. Oh shit! That was just cool. Jeez! Yeah, and I'm surprised that chick or dude wasn't injured much more seriously after all those blows they received. I love how he says it all dramatically with the extra emphasis. And that's the type of playfulness I like from the series. Damn, that's a shame too, because at least she actually seemed like a cool individual. Kurt seems like the only one that's probably gonna make a name for himself, considering his character design. Aww. Oh. Well, for now, they should rest up, go to the Adventurers Guild, and take some jobs. That's. They're gonna have to go for a D or a C tier quest. I mean, hey, it was the first time for everything. Okay, that's just fucking creepy. Just imagine you're sleeping, you wake up to that thing. Who knows if that would have been the case, though? I could see why you wouldn't have faith in. I mean, it's a Renan-esque looking dude with a white silhouette where you can't even see the facial features. I would, I mean, if I were in their spot, I'd be trying to creep the fuck out if you ask me. I'd be like, the fuck? I don't know about y'all, but that's how I would handle it if you ask me. And speaking of which, too, at least when it comes to the god that Rudius does speak with, if I was in his spot, I wouldn't even be able to sleep properly. I'd be like, no, fuck that shit. It feels like even dreams would bring up absolute and utter nightmares if I was in that spot. I'd be like, I would probably be suffering under insomnia if I was under his fucking shoes. I'd be like, being awake feels like it'd be its own fun, but damn. Resting feels like it would be cruel and an unusual punishment. I'm just saying. And speaking of which, at least with what they've shown off with the guy that Rudius has talked with throughout the series, even though, yes, he has given some useful advice towards Rudius, I still got, I don't know, some eerie vibes that I wouldn't be surprised if eventually in the series that deity does starts to at the very least throw some curveballs towards him. I mean, I can only hope that the others are going to be fine. But I have a feeling, though, that the god is going to probably lead Rudius astray. It's going to deceive him at least once for his own entertainment. I wouldn't be surprised. That's actually a good scene, actually seeing both Ares and Rudy together. I find that to be sweet. And it's actually showing you how much of a long way they've come, too. And here's something else I'm liking about this episode, too. I'm liking how when it even comes to something as... I mean, that's the lifestyle they gotta deal with. Sometimes they're gonna have to deal with things that are less than savory. Oh, there it is. That does not look like a cat. That looks like a panther. Are they sure that's the right animal they're looking for? Okay, they should be relatively easy for all the three to dispatch them. Hell, I even think Adius could probably dispatch of those three by herself. Talk about animal beauty. Jeez. You wanna. You know what? I hope this dude gets busted. I don't even care how, just as long as he's busted. If anyone should be asking what the hell's going on, it should be Rudius's group. Oh. Actually, I like that bit of character development for Rejed there. He's actually nice to see him visually enjoy his time with Adius and both Rudy simultaneously. Yeah, he should have bounded his feet too. At least a little bit more roughly. I mean, it is Adius we're talking about. She ain't exactly the best type to be. Oh, damn. I mean, that thing did kick Rudy, though. Hey, that's all the reasoning he needs. I wonder if that type of sense is ever going to be challenged when it comes to Rudy. I think they'll. My guess is there's going to become the day where it's not going to be able to spare someone. He's going to have to go in for the kill. I think no. I think this is where Rudy's wrong. While in general it isn't right to be going all willy nilly, there are some special exceptions to that rule though, that they have to take into consideration. At the same time, though, Arias ain't wrong about that. I'm pretty sure those words are actually gonna make him actually switch up his stance. Now the question is, okay, these evil sons of bitches. I mean, they should have to maybe try to convince him if they can imprison him somehow. I mean, that could be a potential possibility. Report it to the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, they're not in a position to even negotiate. Makes sense, they'll actually be able to level up. Whoa, I mean, I actually like this scene. That's a good point. I mean, as slimy as that is, Rigid does have to think about the long run. The thing is, though, what the Pet Sealers did, it ain't as bad as what other people in this series have done. But the difference is Arius is a child, and when she kicks someone, it's because they do something bad to her or someone that she likes. That's the difference. Oh, it's a lot of growth for Arius there, actually. Seeing how much faith she has for Rudy at this point. The thing is, though, what Regen has to consider too is sometimes you gotta compromise in life. You can't just have it your way each and every single time. If not, you're gonna screw yourself out of a lot of possibilities in the long run. I mean, hey. I mean, hey, it's better that, and that at the very least they stay alive. Hell, at that point, they won't even need Rejed to bring on the punishment. Oh, this cocky son of a bitch horse. And it ain't even his business. Oh, thankfully his assumptions actually saved him. But then again, who knows? Maybe the horse could be just playing around. He might have actually overheard a little bit of their conversation. Because I don't think they would show Rudy as that tense for no reason. But then again, it could also be a way of throwing us off, because in them doing that, it could just be Rudy just being a little bit paranoid as to whether they can actually stay safe, considering that, yeah, in a way, he was almost on thin ice for Rejed when it comes to trying to convince him to not kill off those two other party members. So it could also be a mix of that too. But either way, though, this episode was great. Actually, absolutely adored it, because for one, it finally did a great job of emphasizing why spirits are so darn feared with like the fury. Because for a second, Rejed looked like he was contemplating, because he didn't animal like just by his facial expressions. It looked like he was about to do something to Rudius, and I actually really adore that. At least right up until Arius came up to interfere before things got too fiery. And that's the type of stuff I'm loving with the series so far, too. You can definitely... Oh, okay, let's see if there's anything after the credits. Next time, Children and Warriors. Damn! I was really hoping for an after credits, but hey, you know what? I loved what I got. And that's something that I actually really enjoyed about this episode. Rejed's anger, at least from his tribe people, it actually lived up to the hype that they were giving it a few episodes ago. And another thing that I really enjoy about this episode too, I actually like how, even though yes, Rudius doesn't have the strength of either Rejed or Arius, he makes up for it with his awesome arts. Like painting Rejed's head blue so that they can get relatively safe passage, or in trying to defuse the situation when Rejed was contemplating killing the two villains. Like things like that really popped out for me. Or even like the unpredictability factor of the episode too, like when everything seemed fine and he got kicked randomly, I'm like, oh shit. And those are the type of things that really elevated the episode for me. And from a character standpoint, there was a lot of character development. For one, aside from the absolute praise that Edius gives Rudius, I love how she was hitting Rigid without even thinking to the spot that Rudius is in. I thought that was absolutely cool, seeing how fearless Edius is to protect her loved ones. I also love Rigid too, seeing how there are certain bits where he has his breaking point, despite how well-mannered he seems. There are times where if he's on edge, all his mild-manneredness goes completely out the window. And I love how much it shows off how Rigid hates unethical people. I'm like, damn. Even as going as far as contemplating killing people just because they piss off, I'm like, gee. Jeez. That's something that I really enjoyed about this episode. And the animation and artwork were absolutely fantastic. And the vocal performances were great, especially from Rigid's voice actor. And that's why I thought this episode was worthy of a 9 out of 10. It was by far one of the best episodes of the series by far. And I definitely can't wait to see what they're going to do next, because, my goodness, this series keeps on, at least for me, surpassing my expectations personally. I mean, out of all the animes I've seen this season, this is the one that just keeps on making me come back and keeps on surprising me. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the vid, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more, because I'm definitely going to be reacting to the next episode for sure, because this is by far one of my favorite animes of the season. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, y'all, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.